What's going on, y'all? It's 2KJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Today, this video will not end until I win a championship with nothing but players that I draft in the second round. So we're going to randomly select a team here, and then I'm going to actually have the whole team start off as 40 overalls. And then each season, I'll get to add 2 second round picks to the team. So I'll simulate the draft, and then I'll just look at the entire second round and pick the 2 guys that I want. So we'll keep running that back until eventually I win a championship. Hopefully we can find some diamond in the roughs, because if not, this video could take a while. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Let's get it.
All right, guys, so I'm randomly selecting a team here. We're going to stop this in 3, 2, 1. We're rolling with the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's go ahead and keep this rolling. Now, I am going to do my draft picks here, but I'm just going to draft the lowest overall player possible, just so that way, you know, I still want to have all of these other guys available to the rest of the league. You know, if I were to draft, let's say, Steph Curry, I would have to release him, and then another team would just be able to sign him, and now they'd have a super team. So I don't want to do any of that. I'm going to make my selections and just do this. Essentially, I'm going to go to the lowest overall. I'll draft this guy, and then once the draft is over, I will import new DNA for that guy, and I'll turn him into a 40 overall. So I'm going to do that off camera here, so let's go ahead and get to that. All right, guys, so here's a look at the roster. As you can see, we have nothing but 40 overall players. All of them are named Mo Buns because I'm very immature. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and simulate this first season. I'm obviously not expecting to win any of these games, but let's go ahead and get through this here so that way we can get to this first draft. All right, guys, so as you'd expect, we went 0-82 in this one. Actually, I do want to see who my top scorer was. Obviously, the answer is Mo Buns, but I want to know which guy specifically it was. So let's go ahead and check that out. Our top scorer was averaging a whopping 4.8 points per game, shooting 26.7% from the floor. Yeah, not great. We definitely need a lot of help. But let's go ahead and simulate this playoffs here so we can get straight to the offseason. So there it is. The Golden State Warriors win the championship, led by Donovan Mitchell. We don't care about any of this, man. All we want to do is get over here. I do want to see this draft lottery. Now, we do have a first round pick, and obviously it's going to be a very good one since we just went 0-82. But whoever we end up selecting in that second round, let's say we like the guy at the Phoenix Suns pick, well, then we're just going to use our first round pick and trade him to the Phoenix Suns. So that's essentially how we're going to make things work. But I am interested to see just how good of a pick we get, and we end up with the number 5 pick. Makes sense. I feel like 2K usually has you drop in the draft. But hey, man, let's get straight to this NBA draft. We're going to again simulate the draft and then take a look at all the second round picks, and from there we'll choose the 2 guys that we want. So that's how we're going to do things. So we'll look at the draft. The top player was Lyle Sims, an 18-year-old 80 overall player, 6'6", plays point guard. Yeah, would have been very nice to get him. We actually did draft a 76 overall, but like I said, we're going to trade him here for whichever one we want. This is what we really care about, though. As we take a look at some of these guys here, I see a 74 overall. What else do we got around here? That is our best one. Yikes. All right, let's go ahead and dig around here. We're going to start off with the 74 overall. He is 21 years old. Brad Thomas, a 6-foot point guard / shooting guard. Played school at Harcum College. Have no idea where that is at. He can shoot the 3-ball pretty well. Actually is a really good defender. Let's see. Not a great playmaker, not a good interior defender. But yeah, I think this is actually a pretty good one, man. He's an athletic guy who can defend and shoot the 3-ball. His potential is a C+, but honestly, I don't know how much better we're going to find when it comes to the second round. So Brad Thomas is definitely an option. Let's go ahead and keep looking here. All right, guys, so I have a few options for the second guy. I'm seeing Lou, which is a fun name. He's a 20-year-old. He's 6'2", a point guard. My only problem is that, you know, Brad Thomas is also very small, so I'm not sure if I want to have 2 short guards. He does have B- potential, which is really nice. He's another really good athlete, and he's a good 3-point shooter, mid-range, good enough playmaker. That's definitely an option. Another guy that I was looking at over here, let me see if I can find him. So I was looking at Lance Scott. He's 19 years old and a 72 overall. He's a 6'4" point guard, a little more size in the backcourt. He's a good playmaker, which would be nice. That way we can let Brad Thomas just shoot the ball a little bit more. Another really good athlete. And then B potential, which is the big selling point here, to have somebody in the B range for potential would be really nice. So those are the two options, and I think I'm gonna go with Lance Scott, man. He's younger, he has more size, he has better potential. So we're gonna go with the duo of Lance Scott and Brad Thomas. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a mental note here. We're looking for the Detroit Pistons and the Philadelphia 76ers. Those are the two teams we're going to make trades with. So funny enough, the Pistons and the 76ers didn't sign their second round picks. So we're actually going to come over here in free agency and sign them. We just found Lance Scott. We're just going to lock him in for 3 years here. See how that works out with him. I have to imagine at least for those 3 years, he'll be serviceable because it's either that or playing guys like Mo Bun. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we need to find our other guy who I already forgot his name here, to be honest with you. There he is, Brad Thomas, 74 overall. I forgot he was a 74. That's nice. We're going to sign him to a 3-year deal as well and get that on board. Now, once we go ahead and skip to that, let's see. I'd imagine they do want to sign to us because if not, then, they're probably not going to be playing basketball. But let's go ahead and check out the roster now that we've added them. So it pains me to do it, guys, but we are going to have to release what ended up being our 5th overall pick, Todd Fletcher. Would love to keep him on the team, but we're going to release in the free agency. All we want is Brad Thomas and Lance Scott as we run it for the second season. So we'll look at the starting lineup. We have our backcourt of the future, potentially, with Lance Scott and Brad Thomas, and then just a whole lot of Mo Buns going on over here. So our two guys here are going to get plenty of minutes, 43 a game. And let's go ahead and simulate this first season. I'm not expecting it to be pretty, so let's go ahead and check it out. Alrighty, guys, another 0-82 season is in the books. Kind of what you would come to expect here, but let's go ahead and see just how well our young backcourt played, because that's really the only thing that I care about at this point, is just seeing if we ended up drafting some promising guys. Our leading scorer was Brad Thomas, 10 points. Actually, 8 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals. Okay, Brad. Shooting not horrible, but not great either. Didn't shoot too well from deep. Also, we had Lance Scott. Now, he had just about 10 points as well. Pretty much a double-double. 2 assists, 2 steals. I really liked both of them. Have been active on defense. Even had a block per game as well. Shooting horrendously, especially from deep too. So, yeah, not great, but still pretty decent, I would say. For 2 second-round picks, I think they did pretty well here. So let's go ahead and keep this rolling as we simulate this playoffs, and let's get to draft number 2. So this time it's the Detroit Pistons, the team that almost had, I think it was Brad Thomas, decided not to sign him. Clearly they didn't need him. They have Nikola Jokic, who wins Finals MVP. As we keep it moving to the offseason once again, where I am interested again in just seeing what pick we're gonna end up having, because we're gonna have to let it go, which sucks, but it's just part of the challenge. And of course, we actually have the top overall pick, who we are gonna end up releasing. So someone's gonna get lucky and manage to sign him, so that'll be interesting. But let's get straight to the draft, man. Again, we're gonna simulate this draft and then take our look at the second round to see who we want to grab. So apparently we weren't missing much. We selected Jamie Morrison, a 23-year-old, 74 overall guard with the first overall pick. So yeah, I'm not too heartbroken about missing out on him. The Wizards actually got a steal there in Hans Shoemaker. Yeah, but let's go ahead and take a look at the second round. This is all that we care about. See who is here. I see a couple 74 overalls just at first glance. It looks like they're going to be the highest ones. But let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper here, see what we got. So Desmond Sparks looks to be a good candidate out of Greece. He's 20 years old, 6'5". He can play shooting guard, but for us, we'll probably move him to small forward. A little bit small for the 3, but it is what it is. We can't really be picky here. We're just going for talent this early in the challenge. So he's good from the mid-range, good from deep. That's about it. He can shoot the ball, but most importantly, has a B- potential. Taking a look at the other 74 overall, Louis Mason. Now he's a 6'9" power forward / small forward, which would fit a lot better. He is 21 years old, hailing from UCLA. Decent mid-range game, but mostly he's a defender, and then a good rebounder. So interior presence and a B potential. Now I like that. I like that a lot. He's definitely going to be one of the guys that we pick, but let's see who else is out there. So another candidate is Dion Blackwell. He's 19 years old, 73 overall. He's a 7-foot power forward slash center. Doesn't really have any scoring to his in his bag. You know, he's a C+ inside scorer, C+ mid-range scorer. But he's another interior force. A on post defense, A on rebounding. Only has a C+ potential. However, at 19 years old, he's going to have a couple more years to grow, as opposed to someone who's like 22 years old. There's even some 23-year-olds in this. So he's going to be a candidate in addition to these 74 overalls. But at the end of the day, man, I think I'm going to go with Louis Mason and Desmond Sparks. Now, Desmond has the better potential at 20 years old. So he's B- potential. So I like that. And then I'm really picking between Louis Mason and whatever the name of the other guy was, Dion Blackwell. But I'm going with the guy over here that has a little more scoring, and his potential is also a B. So even though he's 2 years older, I like that his potential is higher. So these are going to be the two guys that I go with for the Clippers, who, funny enough, is actually us. So yeah, so we don't even have to make a trade for him. We're going to have Louis Mason, but we do need to go and try to get Desmond Sparks from the Houston Rockets, if they even sign him. If not, we'll find him in free agency. So let's do that. So I didn't even realize this, but Louis Mason is actually the same overall as our #1 overall pick. So lets you know that that first round pick was horrible. Is even good, like potential wise. He does have B+ potential, but at 23 years old, honestly, if I'm picking between these two guys, I'm probably picking Louis Mason. So I'm not mad about it. We're going to decline this guy's option. Not like we can add him either way. But Louis Mason, welcome to the team, and let's go ahead and find that other guy from the Rockets. All right, there's Desmond Sparks. They didn't sign him, so we're going to get him on a 3-year deal. Welcome to the team, I'd imagine, right? Okay, there we go. We are going to retain these guys just because we need the full roster. We'll let one of them, actually 2 of them, go since we're bringing in 2 guys, and that's how we'll do things here. So look at player progression. Both Brad Thomas and Lance Scott moved up too. We got a 76 overall and a 74 overall now. We like to see it. Looks like there wasn't a whole lot changing from Brad. But Lance, though, really went up in everything across the board, man. Got better scoring, got better with his defense, got better with his playmaking, rebounding, even got a little bit smarter. So that's really encouraging to see. And of course, here are our 2 guys that we added. So let's keep it moving with season 2, man. So I'm just now realizing this, guys. I apologize, but apparently Brad Thomas and Lance Scott both were first team all rookie last season. And Lance Scott was even first team all defense, like for the entire league, which is insane. So that makes me feel really confident about that young backcourt. And then, of course, we just brought in 2 other guys that we also like. So it's looking pretty good, man, as we get set for season 2 here. All right, guys, so it's another 0-82 season. We had a few games we were within like 20 points of winning, which, believe it or not, is progress. But I actually am looking here, and Louis Mason wins Rookie of the Year. We like to see it. 10 points, 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.8 steals, 1.2 blocks. Wow, man. Didn't shoot it crazy well. Really, actually well at all. But, hey, man, Rookie of the Year will definitely take it. As we take a look at some of these All-NBA teams. Now, I'm actually taking a look at them, man, because I completely missed the All-Rookie first teams and the All-NBA defensive team from last season. So, again, I apologize for that. But yeah, we're taking a look here, not seeing anything. There is all defensive first team, Louis Mason. Wow. Okay, hey, so we're D'd up, man. We draft some defensive-minded guys. Lance Scott makes the second team after making first team last season. And then we got 2 all-rookie first team guys, which we really like to see. We're going to take a look at the stats here in a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mo Buns? 2 Mo Buns made the all-rookie second team. What were these boys averaging, man? 2.7 points for this one, and then 2.6 points for this one. Yeah, I guess just a really weak draft class, but that's really funny. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats here, see how our guys did overall. So Desmond Sparks, 24 points, 5 boards, 1.3 assists. He didn't shoot it very well. Actually, from deep, he did. Okay, so he shot the 3-ball really, really well. But yeah, that's really impressive. I did give all of them 41 minutes apiece. So they all had the same opportunity here. They were all starting, of course. Lance Scott averaging 13 and 6, still had 3 assists. We're rounding that up to 2 steals, almost 2 blocks, 1.4. Yeah, this is really good, man. Brad Thomas did well. Louis Mason, we saw him double machine. Yeah, this is really good, man. I'm feeling good about the squad here as we go ahead and simulate this playoffs. Of course, we don't care about this. It's probably going to be a while until we do, or maybe not. Maybe not. We got guys progressing really well here as we see Timberwolves and Bucks in the finals. Let's go ahead and simulate that, and it is Jason Tatum and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Great. All right, let's go ahead and come over here to our draft lottery. Something we do every season is seeing which pick we're going to have to just kind of give away here. Hopefully it's not the first overall again, because that sucks having to let that go. Actually, it drops down to 5 for the second time in this challenge. So let's keep it moving here with the NBA draft and see who we're able to grab. So the Kings got an absolute stud in Mac Higgins. What a name. 19 years old, 7'3", 83 overall center. Really nice. We got Sean Warren, 77 overall, who of course we're not going to sign. We want to check out the second round, man. I see a 75 off rip who's 20 years old. That's really nice. Oh my, a 74 overall 18-year-old. We haven't seen a lot of 18-year-olds reach the second round. So okay, it seems like we got some pretty good options here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of digging, see what we got. So that 18-year-old is Eugene Outlaw. What a name, from Alabama. He's a pretty good playmaker, really good defender, extremely good athlete, and has B potential. At 18 years old, you best believe he's going to be one of the guys that we grab. He's a point guard, shooting guard, a little bit undersized to put him at the 2, but we'll see what happens. At a 74 overall, we have to get him. So that's going to be one of the guys. And let's go ahead and check out Colin Burke here, the 75 overall, which is the highest that we've seen. He comes from Creighton. He's 7'2", 20-year-old center, and doesn't look like he has much of a scoring game. Let's see. Post defense is okay, and then rebounding is pretty good. Not much of an athlete, not the smartest. C+ potential. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. He's a 75 overall, and he's 20 years old, so I'm not really seeing anyone else that's even remotely interesting. So we're going to go with Colin Burke from the 76ers. I think that's the second Philadelphia guy that we're grabbing. And then we're also going to get Eugene Outlaw from the LA Lakers. Let's make that happen real quick. There we go. Both players have agreed. Let's go ahead and check out player progression now. So Brad Thomas is now a 78 overall, remains our top player overall wise. 3-point shooting is now in the A range, A-. So really good 3-and-D guy for us. Did actually get a little bit weaker. His physicals went down, but that's not too concerning. Louis Mason makes a nice jump. He's a 76 overall. He actually jumped Lance Scott, who is now going to be our third-year guy. So that's interesting, but really encouraging. Really encouraging. We see Desmond Sparks make a nice slight upgrade as well. He actually has gotten really good with the mid-range shots. So that's interesting, but I'm pretty optimistic, man. I feel like we have a pretty good team right now. Let's go and see what that rotation is going to look like, because now we actually have to decide who's going to be starting for some of these games. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, so we'll look at the starting lineup. We're keeping Brad Thomas and Lance Scott, our OG backcourt here. Now, apparently Eugene Outlaw was suggested to be our starter at shooting guard. I went ahead and changed it. He is our incoming rookie, now 19 years old. Just not as big as Lance Scott. Lance is a 6'4". Eugene is 6'1", and he's a rookie, so we're going to make him earn that starting spot, but it does look like eventually he will take it over. But for right now, this is going to be our starting 5, and we actually have a 6-man, so we actually have someone off the bench who is not Mo Bunn. So let's go ahead and check out this third season. I'm still expecting a lot of losses, but maybe we'll win our first game of the season. Let's go ahead and find out. So there it is, guys. We finally win a game. We beat the Boston Celtics 97-90. Wow. Let's see who the top player was. It was none other than Desmond Sparks, our first team all-rookie guy from, I believe that was last season. Yeah, 28 points, 4 rebounds, shot exactly 50% from the floor. We also had Colin Burke, our incoming rookie, at 24-9. Which is really nice. We have one of the OGs, Lance Scott, had a nice 14-5 game. Let's see, that's Louis Mason, had 15 boards. Yeah, man, finally got our first win of the season. I still think we're not going to get many of them this year, but let's simulate the rest of this and just see how we finish it out. All right, guys, we went 5-77 on the season, which is actually progress. I mean, that's 5 more wins than the last few seasons combined. So Mac Higgins wins Rookie of the Year. Makes sense. As we take a look at the rest of this, I'm not expecting anything, but let's go ahead and take a look at these all NBA teams, see what we get. We'll take a look at the stats after this as well, as I'm not seeing anything for the Clippers. There we go. Lance Scott continues to be a really nice defender. He gets all defensive first team for the second time in his career, so congratulations to him. And Louis Mason all defensive second team. I think he got it last year. Yeah, he did. So that is back-to-back seasons of him making an all defensive team. Really encouraging stuff. Colin Burke gets first team all rookie, and then so does Eugene Outlaw. So our 2 second-round picks from this past draft both make the all rookie first team, which has been happening a lot, probably just because they're getting a lot of opportunities, but we'll take it, man. We'll take it as we go ahead and check out the stats here. So Desmond Sparks leads us in scoring once again. He had about 24 last season, had 23 this time around, rebounding it pretty well, still not shooting it great, except from deep. Apparently he shoots it really well from deep, but not from inside the arc. Interesting. Colin Burke had about 16 and 9. That's really nice. Louis Mason, another double season for him. Lance Scott continues to be good for us. Brad Thomas, man, he is our highest overall now, or has been for a while at 79 overall. So that's a bit surprising that he hasn't been putting up too many stats. I guess, he's more of a facilitator. We'll take that. Eugene Outlaw, actually, our main facilitator, and he came off the bench for us, having 5.4 assists. So maybe he'll crack the starting lineup. We'll see how it looks for next season. But let's go ahead and simulate this playoffs here, because of course we do not care. We do not care about this because we're still a long ways from the playoffs, or at least it seems like that, but who knows. So let's go ahead and simulate this here between the Pistons and the Thunder. And it's the Thunder. Ja Morant wins finals MVP as a championship comes to OKC. So let's go ahead and check out our usual process here. We're going to go to the draft lottery and see just how much we're missing out. What pick are we going to end up getting that will ultimately let slip away? And of course, it is the first overall pick. That's lovely. That is lovely. So let's go to the NBA draft and see who the top pick is, and then most importantly, see which 2 players we can get in the second round. So this is the first one that hurts, man. We're going to miss out on Chip Frazier, 20 years old, 83 overall. He's a 7'1" center. Yeah, that sucks. I would have loved to have added him to the team. He can even shoot the ball well. Yeah, he's going to be a monster out of Mississippi State. Let's take a look at this, man. I'm seeing a 75 overall. That's nice. A lot of 74s. So, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and see that 75 overall first. That's the one that caught my eye. Although he is 20 years old and he is a center, which I think we already have a few of those. He has B- potential, which is nice. At this point, that's the first thing I'm looking for, is just seeing who has the most potential. His hair doesn't even fit in the box up there. That is a pointy head right there. A- inside scoring. He is a good rebounder. Okay, so another guy who's going to make most of his living in the paint. He's 7'2", which is really good, obviously. He's a good athlete. And yeah, like we said, decent potential, or at least pretty good especially for a second round guy. So that's one option. Let's go ahead and dig around a little bit more here. Carl Montgomery, 18 years old, 73 overall. He's a 6'8" small forward, which sounds great. Good inside scoring. All of this is just solid. I mean, good athleticism. Yeah, this is nice. Potential isn't the best, but at 18 years old, man, we don't have a whole lot of like youth. You know what I mean? Like really young guys. We're going to roll with Carl Montgomery from the Memphis Grizzlies. And then we're also going to snag the 75 overall Lester Hammonds from the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's go ahead and do that. Both of these guys have agreed. Let's go ahead and make sure that it is finalized. There it is. And now let's go ahead and check out player progression. So Brad Thomas remains our top overall player. He went up 2. He's been progressing pretty well for us. Got a little bit better on his mid-range shot, playmaking, and even a little bit smarter. We also have Louis Mason up to a 77 overall. He got a little bit better with his mid-range as well. 3-point shooting got a little bit better. And Eugene Outlaw, getting ready for his second season, only 19 years old, is now a 76 overall. So it looks like he might be getting the starting spot. over a guy like Lance Scott. Still not sure because Scott is our really good defender. But yeah, pretty decent progression here. We're not going to see any big jumps just because none of these guys have really crazy potential, but it is what it is. And also another thing I want to mention is just off camera, I've been extending these guys' contracts just because I want to make sure that they stay with the team. For the sake of this video, you know, normally I won't do that, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to try to have them all coming back every single season. So let's go ahead and keep it moving with season number 3 as we check out the rotation. All right, guys, so here's a look at the starting lineup. We're running an 8-man rotation because we've only drafted 8 players so far. We do have Brad Thomas as our starting point guard per usual. Eugene Outlaw has made his way into the starting lineup. He's our shooting guard now, and we're actually going to start Desmond Sparks. Now, it probably shouldn't have taken me this long because he's had 2 20 points per game seasons, but he was coming off the bench for a while. Probably should have won 6th man of the year. It's a little bit surprising that he didn't get that, but it's about time we start him. I thought about maybe starting Lance Scott at the 3, but he is 6'4". I love him. He's made 3 all-defensive teams, but we're going to go and have him come off the bench here just because I need the scoring. And then Eugene Outlaw seems to be probably our most promising guy at only 20 years old, already up to a 76. So that is going to be the starting lineup. Let's go and see how this season shakes out. All right, guys, so we went 12-70 this time around. We actually won double-digit games and won like 4 of our last, I don't know, maybe 10 games, something like that. So that's really good to see. Rookie of the year, we don't get that. Same for any of these awards as well. It's fine by me. It is what it is. Let's see if we can get any of these all NBA teams. Not seeing anything here. Wow, not even defensive team, which is pretty surprising, and not even rookie teams. Okay, there we go. We got Lester Hammonds. He is our only guy who got anything. Let's see, what did he average for us this season? Let's go ahead and find that here. So Lester, our 7'2" center, who is 23 years old, had 6 points, 6 boards, and a little over 1 block per game. We'll definitely take that. Desmond Sparks is our main scorer for the 3rd straight season. This time he doesn't get to 20 points per game though. We'll round up, but actually has 19.6. Colin Burks has 15 and 8. That's nice to see. I think that's the 3rd straight season that Louis Mason has averaged a double-double, so that's really nice. Yeah, Lance Scott coming off the bench this time around. It says he's outraged, which I can understand, Lance. I can understand. You know, you came off the bench for the first time in your career, but hey, still put up really good numbers. Maybe we'll find a way to putting him in the starting lineup, but that might be hard, man, because Eugene Outlaw, just about 15 points, 7 assists as our main facilitator. We definitely have to keep him in here. Is it maybe time to bench Brad Thomas? I mean, 10 points, 4 assists, you know, like not shooting it great. I don't know, man. He's our highest overall. He's an 81, but at 24 years old, he's one of our older guys, actually our oldest guy, tied for it. Maybe he's just meant to be a really good 6-man. I mean, I'd imagine that's what a lot of these guys are. They're probably going to have their ceilings pretty low. But yeah, maybe he might be someone who comes off the bench for us. We will see. But let's go ahead and simulate this playoffs here and get to the offseason once again. So this time it's the Pistons and the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies win the championship thanks in part to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who gets finals MVP. Let's keep it rolling over here with our usual process of checking out the draft lottery. Are we going to get the #1 overall pick again? I think for the 3rd time this challenge, and I have to give it up. Let's go ahead and find out. No, so it's going to be the 4th overall pick. Not like it matters. You know, I just like to see. But all we care about is the 2nd round. So let's go ahead and check that out. Simulate this draft here and see who's available. Taking a look at the 2nd rounders, I see a 75 overall who's 22 years old. I see a 74. Okay, so we got some options here. Let's do a little bit of digging, see what we can find. So guys, I've decided that for one of these picks, I really want to just get a young player with a lot of potential. You know, that's something that we really haven't done a whole lot of because we've had to settle for guys who have like B- potential at best. But this guy right here, Terrence Rhodes, 19 years old. He's a 6'1" point guard, true point guard. And most importantly, he has an A potential out of Michigan. None of the stats are looking crazy good right now. You know, just decent scoring wise, okay on the inside, okay defending. But yeah, I mean, nothing is bad. Like, it all looks decent, and hopefully that potential will help us out. So we're definitely going to go with Terrence Rhodes as we keep looking for our second guy. So as easy as it would be to get the 75 overall Robert Waters, we do already have 2 centers on the roster. And it's not like his potential is any good, so we're going to move on from him. And you know what, man? This draft is going to be all about youth and potential. I found another 19-year-old. This is Brent Kemp, who is a 6'11" power forward / center. You know, like I just said, we're passing up on centers right now because we have a few of them, but we're going to put him at the 4 because this guy has an A- potential as well. Actually already pretty good with his post defense, his rebounding. He's not very athletic and not a great scorer really on anything, but we're going to go with Brent Kemp out of Arizona State and pair him up with Terrence Rhodes. I doubt they get signed because it seems like they never do, but either way, let's go ahead and find a way to add him to the team. So apparently, guys, I messed up and I forgot to re-sign Desmond Sparks. Kind of important, our main player, but we're going to go and find out wherever he lands right now, do a trade override, do what we got to do to get him back on the team, so I'm not worried about it. But the big news here is Eugene Outlaw. I said he was the player of the future. He went up 5 overall after being added to the starting lineup. He's now a lockdown perimeter defender. His 3-point shot is now very much respectable. Yeah, this is really good. He's an intellectual player. This is great, man. This is great. That A potential is super important, which is what makes me really excited for the 2 guys that we just brought in. Hopefully they can follow in the same path. But at only 20 years old, Eugene Outlaw looks to be our guy out of Alabama. Brad Thomas is still moving up just slightly, very gradually. He's an 81 overall, still tied for our best. Still a good 3-point shooter, still a good defender, so we like that. Everybody else just went up 1, man. Louis Mason, Lester Hammonds, Carl Montgomery. A little disappointing that Lance Scott did not, and also Colin Burke. So we'll see what happens there. I think it is safe to say that Scott will have to come off the bench for us, especially once we go and grab Desmond Sparks. Let's go ahead and see where he landed and just how much he progressed as well. So there's our boy Desmond Sparks. It looks like he actually did not get signed anywhere, which is a bit surprising. I mean, 23 years old, 77 overall. We're definitely going to sign you, bring him on to a 3-year deal. Let's go ahead and do that. He has happily accepted. Well, if that's the case, then why didn't you come back to us earlier, man? I don't know. But either way, let's go ahead and check out the game plan here. Check out the rotation for, I think this is what, like our 5th season now? I'm not even sure, man. I've lost track at this point. So here we go, guys. We now have 10 guys that we've picked, so a 10-man rotation. Eugene Outlaw is going to be our point guard. I just want the ball in his hands at this point. He's getting 38 minutes, which by far is the most out of anyone in our rotation. We're going to have Lance Scott back in the starting lineup after all, and the reasoning for that is that we really didn't have anyone else that we were thinking about starting, man. You know, Desmond Sparks can easily play small forward for us. He's 6'5". So we're going to have Lance Scott in there for defensive purposes. He's a guy who's had a bunch of all defensive team selections, so we're going to put him in there. We're actually going to move Brad Thomas to the bench. I know he's an 80 overall. He was 81, but I guess he's a little bit discouraged from being benched. Makes sense. But yeah, we're just going to see if he can be our main guy on the second unit, a little spark for us. We have Lester Hammonds, our 7'2" center, to come in. He actually just had second team all rookie, which is nice. And then we're also going to have our pair of guys here, our recent picks, Brent Kemp and Terrence Rhodes. Just get a few minutes. They're the guys who are very young, with a lot of potential, 20 years old and 19 years old. So we're going to see what happens there. But let's run it with this 3rd season. I'm feeling really good. Maybe we can get to 20 wins. We will see as we go and simulate this year. All right, guys, so we won 12 games again this season. Rookie of the year, we do not get it. Let's see, are we going to get anything else here? No, we will not. Let's go ahead and check out the all NBA teams. Haven't had much as of late. As you see, the trend continues. Really nothing here. Wow, not even an all rookie first team, which actually makes sense. You know, we're getting a lot deeper now. The guys we brought in, I think we're only getting like 16 minutes total between the 2 of them. So not too surprising. It is what it is. But what I really want to see is who had a great season for us. Desmond Sparks, once again, our leading scorer, 21.8 points per game. Shooting the ball a little bit better this time around, but not really. Still just really a 3-point shooter for us. He's attempting 9 per game. Actually, Eugene Outlaw is attempting 6. threes per game. He had 17 points, 8 assists per game, pretty much 6 rebounds. Yeah, he did really well for us. Colin Burke also had 13 and 6. Let's see. Do we get a double-double from Louis Mason? Not this time around. Lance Scott about 9 and 4. And then Brad Thomas off the bench had 10 points and about 4 rebounds, 4 assists, about 1 steal. So looks like he's embracing his role as well on that second unit now. Let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs here. We're just going to breeze through this, man. I think this is season number 5 for us since we have, 10 guys in 2 each season. So, yeah, man, it's been a process. It's been about a little over 2 hours now as I'm recording this. Anthony Edwards and the Trailblazers make it to the NBA Finals. They'll go up against the 76ers, and they'll lose to Luka Doncic. Makes sense. Yeah, feels like we're still a very, very long way. At this point, I'm just skipping the draft lottery, man. I don't even care at this point. Let's just get to the NBA draft, man. Get straight to business. See which 2 guys we're going to add to this team. So Brooks Solomon out of Spain looks like a really good pick for us. He's 6'9", 20 years old, 73 overall, and most importantly has B+ potential. We need some small forward help, man. We haven't gotten a whole lot of that. No one's really panned out too much as of late. We're kind of playing Desmond Sparks at the 3 out of necessity when he's really a shooting guard. So not much scoring from this guy. He is pretty good with his post defense and rebounding. His athleticism is nice, but of course that B+ potential is what's really getting my attention. And at 6'9", like we mentioned, we definitely need anything we can get at that position for small forward. So we're going to grab him. We're also looking around. I see Sebastião Paulista, which is interesting. He's another small forward, this time out of BYU. Honestly, man, C+ potential, not great, but I think I might just go with 2 small forwards in this one and just hope that one of them pans out, because that really seems like our weakest position. I'm taking a look around. This guy's 21. Actually, I see Cam Red. He's a 6'7" small forward, 19 years old, 73 overall. Also has C+ potential, so the same as that Paulista guy, but I at least like his scoring and just overall attributes better right out the gate. So we're going to go with Cam Red, and then we're also going to grab Brooks Solomon. That'll be our duo here. Checking out progression, man, Eugene Outlaw continues to impress. 83 overall now. He got a little bit better with his inside game, but other than that, has been about the same. Either way, man, 21 years old. It really looks like he's going to be our star player moving forward. Hopefully the guy that will eventually lead us to a championship, although that seems like it's a ways away. Brad Thomas has finally stopped progressing, so not great, but 26 years old. He probably had a low ceiling. It is what it is, man. I think we're going to try to have him be our 6th man moving forward, so that's fine. Louis Mason continues to gradually grow. Desmond Sparks, Colin Burke, Lester Hammonds. Lance Scott has stopped progressing for, I think, the 2nd season in a row. He did have a slight increase in some of these things, but in terms of overall, stays put at 75. And then we actually had a nice jump here for Terrence Rhodes. This is the guy who was 19 years old, A- with potential. So +3 is really good. That's what we're hoping to see. Hopefully he'll jump a little bit more. Brent Kemp was also 19 with, I think, A-, and he didn't move up at all. So that's a bit disappointing. But maybe Terrence Rhodes might be a nice guy for us off the bench. We will see as we go and check out the rotation for season number, I think, 6. Jeez. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and send Terrence Rhodes and Brent Kemp to the G League. We'll see what they can do. Rhodes made a nice jump here. I think went up 3 overall for us. They're both young, 20 and 21 years old. But I just want to send them over there because I don't think I'm going to have minutes for them right now. So we might as well send them there. Maybe they'll make an even bigger jump and be back for us next season. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation now for this one now that we've made that change. You know what, man? We're going to mix things up here. Of course, you still got the usual backcourt with Outlaw and Sparks, but our small forward play has been so bad. We're going to move Louis Mason, man. He's normally our power forward, but we're going to move him over there because the other option was just to start Colin Montgomery, who's a 74 overall. So we're going to do that, and we're actually going to have the twin towers here. Lester Hammonds, 7'2", Colin Burke, 7'2". So we're going to have a lot of size there. We're probably going to struggle on defense because I don't think either of them are good with their perimeter defense. We're going to see if maybe that'll help us out. I don't think it'll matter too much because we're probably not competing for anything again this season. But either way, let's go ahead and simulate this here, see how it plays out. So we went 16 and 66 this season, some slight improvement, but really haven't seen a huge jump just yet. As we go ahead and take a look at some of the all NBA teams, let's see if we got anybody here. Honestly, I'm just going to start skipping these moving forward unless something happens. So if I don't show you guys anything, just assume that it didn't happen here, as we don't get anything this time around. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, man. We're also going to be doing these pretty quick. You guys can pause it if you want to. Leading scorer, Desmond Sparks. Eugene Outlaw continues to be a nice facilitator for us. And how did that work out with our two centers? Apparently not very well, because Lester Hammonds struggled mightily. Didn't do a whole lot. Colin Burke still looks like our better center. But yeah, we need small forward help. That is the big takeaway from this, is neither of these guys really did anything too crazy. I guess Brooks Solomon was pretty good. 15 minutes, had about 7 points, 3 boards. You know, not great shooting. It's rough, man. It's rough as we simulate these playoffs here. Let's go ahead and get that out the way and move on to offseason number like 7 or whatever it is. The Kings and the Nets, we're going to simulate that here. It is the Kings, Ja Morant. Let's go straight to the NBA draft, see how that plays out. So Eugene Wennington, the guy we actually drafted, might be the man for us at small forward. He's listed as a shooting guard, but he's 6'6", 21 years old, already a 75, has good potential. He has a B. He's super athletic, super smart, good perimeter defender, good enough playmaker, has a nice mid-range game, nice inside game. This guy looks nice, man. This guy looks like he could definitely be a first-round pick and might be the savior for us at small forward. So without a doubt, we're going to grab him. Let's see who else we got. Give me Pat Mercer, man. 20 years old, 6'4", a shooting guard / point guard out of Oklahoma. Can shoot the ball pretty well from inside, decent enough from the outside. Good playmaker. Everything looks pretty decent. And then most importantly, A- potential. We need those. Give me that. So those are going to be our two guys. So Eugene Outlaw is now an 84 overall, and he is an A- 3-point shooter. We love to see it. Paired up with an A+ perimeter defender. Really good stuff out of him. Brad Thomas continues to stay still. And honestly, a lot of them are starting to stay still, which is not great. Definitely what I get for not really drafting fully for potential for the first few seasons. So it is what it is, man. Cam Red does make a nice jump. So does Brooks Solomon. He's now a 75. I definitely think he's ready to play some minutes for us. Also might be a nice small forward for us. We need the depth, that is for sure. Lance Scott is our first guy to actually regress. Very sad to see, man. He came out on fire to start it off. Look at that. All defensive first team and second team his first 3 seasons. But unfortunately, he's starting to regress, man. It is what it is. Terrence Rhodes and Brent Kemp, both of these guys were in the G League last season. Only moved up 1, so that's not great. You know, especially for guys that used to have A- potential. Actually, now they're down to B. So I don't know. We might not be keeping them very long, because we're going to get to the point here where we actually have to start making roster cuts. Now that we have, I think this is 14 guys. Let's see. Yeah, 14. So next season, roster cuts are coming. But let's go ahead and check out the rotation for this one. All right, guys. So because I don't have many other options, we're moving Desmond Sparks back to the small forward. Actually, I changed his position, and he's now up to an 80 overall. Because of that, we have a hole at shooting guard. So Brad Thomas at 6 foot is back into the starting lineup. Really good defender for us. I'm not too worried about him being undersized. He gives us some 3-point shooting. Yeah, man, he was very graceful going to the bench at first, but had a little bit of a down year last season. So we're going to put him back in the starting lineup. Hopefully he'll get back to these sort of numbers at the beginning of his career. Eugene Outlaw is still our main guy. And then now we can have Louis Mason back at the 4, which makes sense because that 7'2" duo with Burke and Hammonds just wasn't working out, man. They were not good enough defenders out on the perimeter. So that's what we're going to run things, man, as we get set for this season. Let's go ahead and get into it. So in the year 2029, we went 23 and 59. Taking a look at all of this here, doesn't look like we're going to get anything. Once again, it's been a minute at this point since we've seen any sort of awards. We do, however, get Eugene Wennington getting all rookie first team, so that's nice to see. The guy averaged about 14 points and 2 boards in his first season. He's a shooting guard / point guard, but at 6'6", maybe he might end up being our small forward of the future. We'll see. I'm really just looking for that. And apparently it wasn't much of a contest because they didn't even have enough guys for all rookie second team. So that kind of makes it a little bit less impressive. Pretty much the same stats, man. Sparks about 20 points. Eugene Outlaw about 17 and 9. Louis Mason, though, used to be our double-double guy. He had 7 and 10. So he hasn't been great as of late, but it is what it is, man. Let's keep it moving. Trae Young and the Celtics win this one as we keep it going to the next offseason here, where we're going to get to 2030. Oh, man, this is going to be a long, long night. So there's really not a lot of options, guys. We're going to go with Darryl Woods. He's a 6'8 small forward, 20 years old, 73 overall. Has B- potential, which, believe it or not, is about the best I could find here. Not excited about it, but let's see our second guy. Our second guy is Lowell Weber out of Alabama, which I believe is where Eugene Outlaw is from. So, hey, if he's anything like Eugene, we'll take it. A- potential, which is really nice. He's a good playmaker. We're going to need some guard depth because it's time to make some cuts. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to let go of Lance, our guy who was our all-defensive team guy. He just keeps regressing and is honestly starting to fall out of the rotation. So we'll bring in Lowell Weber in addition to this man over here. Where was he? Darryl Woods. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is what I was talking about, man. We're not going to extend Lance Scott. He's only a 73, 26 years old at this point. We're also not going to extend Brent Kemp. I know he's 22 years old, but he started off with an A- potential, I think it was. It's down to a B. He's only moved up like 1 overall in the past, I don't know, 3 seasons or so, 2 seasons. So yeah, not loving it, man. We're going to let both of them go here as we make some room for our next 2 guys we're bringing in. A look at player progression. Eugene Outlaw continues to be our guy at 23 years old, man. I think the game plan, honestly, is going to be give this man like 40 minutes. I need him to turn into a superstar. So that's going to be the plan moving forward. He's got all the attributes, man. And again, only 23 years old. We're going to go ahead and do that. Brad Thomas remains the same at 81. That's been the same for the past few years. Desmond Sparks up by 3. That's nice. And then Pat Mercer, who honestly I forgot about. It's hard to keep track of these guys. Went up 3. So that's nice to see. A few minor improvements here. Good thing is nobody's going down, which is nice. Unfortunately, we did have to lose 2 guys. This is the first time we made any sort of roster cuts. But let's go ahead and keep it moving here with this season. So here's what I was talking about, man. Eugene Outlaw, 43 minutes per game. It's crazy, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. As we're down to just a 9-man rotation. Honestly, the whole trying to get everybody to progress thing just isn't going to work out, man. This is a bunch of second-round picks at the end of the day. We just need to find a few guys who can be stars for us. Eugene is one of them. And we'll see if anyone else can emerge for us here in this season. So we went 32 and 50 this season. That is a big jump for us, a long awaited jump for us, man. We'll see if we got any sort of awards for this. I'm not sure. Taking a look at this around here. Yeah, nothing going on here, man. But either way, this is big for us. Did we actually make a play-in game? We did not. We did not. I was kind of holding out hope, but that was a little bit optimistic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats over here. I have a little bit more life in me, man. Finally, 30 plus wins. We'll definitely take it. Desmond Sparks, the usual 21 points per game. Pat Mercer, who is this? Almost 19 from Pat Mercer. Okay, Pat. That's what we like to see, man. He didn't even play last season, but he came in. I gave him some minutes, I guess, and 19 points. 3 assists per game. Shooting, not great, but I don't even care, man. We have the emergence of a new guy, which is what I have been waiting for so badly. He did all that off the bench, by the way. I wasn't even looking, but we're going to have to find a way to get him into the lineup. Eugene Outlaw continues to be pretty good for us. 17 and 9 plus 6. Yeah, not pretty good. He's been really good for us. He's up to an 87 overall. Our front court hasn't been like fantastic, but we've just got some solid guys here in Colin Burke. Lester Hammonds, yeah, hasn't been great. We're gonna have to make some more cuts heading into this next season, but we have a little optimism, man. Taking a look at this here, it is the Spurs versus the 76ers. Once we simulate that, Cade Cunningham and the Spurs. All right, I'm feeling somewhat optimistic, honestly. You know, we're gonna keep just looking for potential, man. I'm just looking for boom or bust at this point. That's really just the game plan. I don't even want to look at anyone over the age of like 21 unless they've got crazy potential. So let's go ahead and check this out here, see what ends up happening. I see a 75 overall, but he's 22. Like I just said, I'm not really looking for that. Pedro Carlos, who is a 7-foot center, I just said we need to shake things up in the front court. He's got B potential. Yeah, he's someone we're definitely going to bring in. Who else can we get around here? Seth Perry, B+ potential, 19 years old, a 6'8 power forward / small forward. We'll definitely take that. That's going to be our 2 guys. All right, guys, Eugene Outlaw is up to an 86 overall. We like to see it. Pat Mercer suddenly emerges a guy for us at 79 overall. Colin Burke starts to regress. Lyle Weber is now a +5. This is a guy who we drafted purely for potential. He only has a B+. It's not even in the A range, but that is really nice for us. Exciting to see that. So we're just going all in on potential, man. Outlaws here. Mercer had the big jump, so he's in the starting lineup. Brad Thomas is back to the bench role, which we're fine with. Desmond Sparks stays in there. And we're also going to give some minutes to Pedro Carlos, who we just drafted, has some really good potential at a B. We're going to give him some more minutes over Colin Burke, man. He's been starting a lot for us. Really since he got here, he's been really nice, but 76 overall, he hasn't been progressing. And then his potential, let's see, over here is only a C+. So he unfortunately has fallen out of the rotation as we make some room for Carlos. It is what it is, man. We got to get some people to really boom here, get some people to start to progress a lot, just so we can have a chance to finally make the playoffs. Let's see if we can do that this season. All right, guys, we went 27 and 55 this time around. Taking a look at the awards, nothing going for us. I'm just assuming, yeah, keep it rolling here with all of this. Eugene Outlaw does make all defensive second team, so that's nice. But he's the only person here that gets anything for us. A look at the stats. Pat Mercer has emerged as our leading scorer, dethroning Desmond Sparks, who still had 21 for us. But Pat Mercer has come out of nowhere, man. He's not shooting it crazy well from the floor, but he's shooting about league average from deep. Desmond Sparks continues to be a knockdown shooter for us. Let's see. Eugene has really just been more of a facilitator. That's what he's done his whole career. Eugene Winnington, a nice little jump for him. What was he averaging before this? About 12. So, hey, we got a decent little core here, man. Something to build around. Finally, it feels like we're making some progress. But I still think we're a long ways away. We haven't even made the playoffs yet. As we go ahead and see, speaking of the playoffs, the winner of this one is going to be the Bulls, led by Chet Holmgren. So let's keep it rolling with our next one, man. 2032. Let's get to this draft. So we're going to go with Philip Clark. He's a 20-year-old, 6'8 power forward, 74 overall from Utah. Love the beard, and most importantly, love the potential. A-. Not really stand out at anything else. I guess rebounding and post defense, but that's not the most important thing, man. We're looking for potential. I need stars. That's definitely what I need right now. We're also bringing in Oliver Payne, 6'8 power forward, 19 years old from South Florida, 73 overall and B potential. So let's go ahead and get that going. A look at player progression. Eugene Outlaw is still at an 87. He's been around there for a while. Desmond Sparks an 82. That's nice to see. Brad Thomas finally starting to regress. He is 30 years old at this point. He was one of the first 2 guys that we drafted. Lance, whatever, is already long gone. So he's the last guy standing there. So we're going to keep trying to hold on to him. He's still a nice spark off the bench. Pat Mercer, an 80 overall now. We like to see that. Lowell Weber had a nice little boost there. Nothing too crazy, though, as we go ahead and keep it moving here. All right, guys, we're putting Pedro Carlos in the starting lineup. He is our second-year guy. Didn't do a whole lot, but he's already a higher overall than Colin Burke, who has really started to regress the past few seasons. Unfortunate, but this guy has really good potential. I'm not sure what it was exactly. Let's see where it is. Yeah, A-. So we're giving this man as many minutes as we can, along with Pat Mercer and Eugene Outlaw. That to me is going to be our core. So let's see how that pounds out for this season. Season number 9 of this one. Jeez. So we went 29 and 53, pretty much stagnant, but the big news is that Pedro Carlos got most improved, averaging about 10 and 8. We like to see it, man. He's one of those guys that I mentioned. Hopefully he will be a building block for us as we take a look at the rest of this. All defensive first team for Eugene Outlaw, who is now 26, man. We got to start to get something going because to me, he is our main guy as we see Philip Clark. getting all rookie second team. What did my boy average over here? Let's check that out. About 5 and 5. Nothing crazy, but these are just a few guys, man, that we need to start to get them to progress so we can build them around guys like Eugene Outlaw. As we go ahead and take a look at this, we did not make the playoffs. I don't even know why I checked it. Let's go ahead and check this out. Simulating past this, I forgot to see who my top scorers are. It's a long night, man. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now as I'm recording this. Pat Mercer continues to be our leading scorer now. He has fully overtaken Desmond Sparks. Eugene Wennington is looking solid. Outlaw isn't scoring as much or assisting as much, man. I'm getting worried. Our window is closing. We need to find a way to get some guys to progress even more. I just got to give more minutes to the guys who have the most potential, man. Just start to give more minutes. Run like a 7-man rotation. Honestly, I'm just ready to get to the draft here. I'm going to keep looking for just young guys with potential and just hope that they eventually will blow up and become really good players for us. Irving Waters, he's 21 years old, not great, but he has the best potential in this second round. A-, we'll definitely take it. Yeah, that's about it, man. Out of Youngstown State, I haven't really found anybody else that's decent. I think I'm actually going to keep it just bringing in one guy at this point because I'm bringing in 2 every single year and having to get rid of guys. It's making it tough. So we're only going to bring in this guy, Irving Waters, for this upcoming season. Eugene Outlaw has officially stopped progressing. Not what I want to see. Lowell Weber has moved up a bit. What did he do this year? We gave him some more PT. 10 points per game, 6 assists. That's pretty nice for us. Pedro Carlos, I have high hopes for this man. Up 4, that's nice to see. Philip Clark, all rookie, I think first team. High hopes for him as well. Oliver Payne took a nice little jump. We're starting to see some more regression from Brad Thomas, our 31-year-old. It is what it is, man. Louis Mason, I'd imagine he's going to start soon as well at 30 years old. Yeah, man, it has been a journey. We are 10 years into this thing. Still have yet to even make the playoffs or have a winning record. So, man, we need something to change right now, please. So it's a sad day, but Brad Thomas has fallen out of the rotation for us. Hey, man, we got to find room for the guys who we know are a part of our future. So we're moving all of these guys up in terms of minutes. Pedro Carlos, you need a lot of minutes as well. We need to find some more. Let's see. Let's get this over here. Irving Waters had A- potential. That's the guy we just got. So I'm just going all in on guys like that, man. Honestly, that is the game plan. I kind of like Oliver Payne too. I think he had B+ potential. But if you have A potential, man, I am giving you as many minutes as possible just so that way we can get some guys to progress a little bit quicker. That really is the goal. All right, we'll give a few minutes to him, but let's go and simulate season number 10, man. Let's get into it. So we went 29 and 53 seemingly for like the 10th time. Yeah, it seems like 30 wins has pretty much been our cap. Is anything even going our way? Eugene Outlaw, all defensive first team again. Pedro Carlos, actually, all defensive second team. He's an 80 overall. That's what we need to see. Irving Waters, all rookie second team. Okay. It seems like at the end of every season, there's just enough to give me some sliver of hope. But at the end of the day, we're still just like a 30-win team, man. Pat Mercer is our leading scorer again. Desmond Sparks has really started to drop in his production. Even Eugene Outlaw, man, 12 points, 8 assists. Hasn't been great as we simulate the rest of this playoffs here. Josh Giddey wins it for the Thunder. Funny, obviously he plays for the Thunder in real life. Moving on to this upcoming draft. Like I said, I'm not always going to get 2 guys anymore at this point because it becomes hard to keep them all on the roster. I'm just looking for guys who are young with potential. I've said that about 1,000 times. And, you know, if there's not anything, I'm not going to force it. It's just not worth the roster spot. There is nobody here that I'm even remotely interested in. Like, there's some 74 overalls, but, man, all of them have, like, C potential or worse. Even, like, Peter Bailey, C+. Yeah, I'm actually going to skip this one, man. I don't even care. I'm skipping it. Let's just go straight to the player progression, see what we got. So Eugene Outlaw actually has a slight increase at 27 years old. That's nice to see. I thought he was completely done. Pedro Carlos up to an 82 now. Philip Clark up to an 80. So we have a bit of a starting lineup here. Eugene Outlaw, Lau Weber. I guess we'll do 1 and then 2. That'll be our center. We got our power forward there. And I guess Desi. I don't know why I just called him Desi. But even though he's 30, he's still going to be our small forward. We have anybody else? Not really. As we keep it moving here. So we are 12 seasons into it, but we just had our first winning season. I think it was like 45 wins, whatever it was, man. I am mentally exhausted, but I want to say we made the play-in at least, right? Like, we should be seeded. As we take a look at this over here, I'm actually awake now. Philip Clark, all defensive first team. Pedro Carlos, all defensive first team. These two guys had a lot of potential. We brought them in young and just said, you know what, we are throwing them into the rotation, giving them a lot of minutes, even if they might not have been ready at first. But it's paying off, man. I think that was the game plan, or that should have been the game plan all along. All defensive second team for Eugene Outlaw. So 3 of our 5 starters made all defensive teams, which is really good. We didn't have any rookies here. But here we are, man. We are the 6th seed. Finally, man. Let's go ahead and simulate the play-in and get started with this matchup here. Let's just see who's even on this Spurs team. We're so far ahead, man. We got Cade Cunningham, Quentin Grimes, Cameron Johnson, Alexei Pokusevski, and Chip Frazier. Actually, I'm surprised they have that many real players. I thought this far ahead it would all be, auto-generated guys. But here we go, man. Here we go. I know Cade has won a championship in this simulation before. We're going to simulate this first one. The second one, not like this, man. Not like this. We didn't come this far. Man, I'm not even messing around. I'm going to shorten the rotation, do all of that, man. Let's take some minutes away from Oliver Payne. Let's give some more over here. Let's give some more to the guys who have been defending for us so well. Let's do that there. We're going to give some more to Pat. And just run it like that, man. Let's simulate this game. We still lost. We made the playoffs. We made the playoffs after 12 years. Paolo Banchero is now at 95 overall. Yeah, man. I got a little bit of hope. Scotty Barnes wins it. All right, man. Back to the draft. I do want to try to bring in some guys because as encouraging as that is, a lot of these guys are starting to get old, man. You know, Eugene Outlaw being the main one. So we need to start to bring in some young blood, man. All right, guys, there's honestly no one good in this draft, or at least in the second round. But for the sake of getting somebody, because we didn't last year, we're going to bring in Shane May. He's a 6'9" power forward, C+ potential. That's as good as it is, man. That's as good as it gets. So we're going to go ahead and bring him onto the team. So here we are at player progression. Eugene Outlaw is staying put. He's 28 at this point, so I get it. He actually did have a slight increase at 3-point shooting. That's nice. But Philip Clark, that's a good jump there. Pedro Carlos stays put at 23 years old. That's so disappointing. All right, let's get ready for another year. (27-55). We took a massive step back, and I'm depressed. Philip Clark, All-NBA second team. That's actually really, really good to see. But doesn't matter, man. Like, he's hooping. He is hooping. He is our guy, Eugene Outlaw. God bless his soul, man. He's been all defensive team how many times now? Yeah, that many times. But all for nothing. As we see Shane May, the guy we drafted, we said actually wasn't even that good. He makes the cut. You know, he had, let's see, about 7 points. So, great. Great, man. If y'all could tell, I'm struggling over here, man. I'm struggling. We're on like season 14 as we take a look at our leading scorer. It's still Pat Mercer. He's now 27. Desmond Sparks still holding on, giving us something at 32 years old. Yeah, man. I guess at this point we're literally just banking on where's the dude with the beard? Philip Clark There we go. And he's actually only averaging like 10 and 11. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Let's simulate this playoffs. The Bulls win this one with LaMelo Ball as we keep it rolling. You would really think that at some point we would get like a 74 overall, 19 years old, really good potential. We have yet to really get something like that. Like, I've yet to actually draft somebody who I'm like, okay, this is the one. This is the guy. That's nice. 77 overall. I know he's 21 years old. Please tell me there's decent potential, man. Please. Please. B. I'll take it. Martin Bayless, 6'11 center out of Kentucky. We'll take that, man. We will gladly take that. 76. 76. Let's go. We'll take that. Come on. B minus. We will take that. We will take that. I want to show you guys here with no cuts. As I'm going to come back to this here in a second. But as you guys can see, let me go over to settings here. Let's see where I'm trying to find like draft quality. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I can find it here. Oh, there we go. Draft quality is 50. I want to show you guys. I didn't just spike it here to speed this thing up. Trust me, if I wanted to do that, I would have done that a long time ago here. But yeah, those are going to be the two guys that we draft. Let me go ahead and find them again from the Cavs and from the Pelicans. We might have just gotten the saviors, guys. I was just talking about it. Let's go in and add them. So Eugene Outlaw continues to stay the same there. Philip Clark goes up 1. Not any real big jumps. Desmond Sparks is starting to go down. Yeah, he's 32 years old, as you'd expect. Really not seeing a whole lot of progression, man. Really not seeing a whole lot of progression. But I am very excited about these two guys that I'm bringing in. So let's go ahead and see how this season pans out for us. All right, man, here's a look at things. We're actually going to move Philip Clark to small forward because he's 6'8". We're going to start Martin Bayless right away. He's 6'11". He can play some power forward for us. And then we're going to have Pedro Carlos there again. Yeah, man, I'm feeling really good about this. Even the bench, you look at it, we're doing a 9-man rotation. Lowell Weber is now up to an 83. We got Desmond off the bench now for the first time since we drafted him. Perry Baker, the guy we just brought in, is a 7-foot center. And then Oliver Payne, man, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's see how this season pans out. All right, guys, we went 43 and 39. That was a big step up for us after a real down season. Taking a look at these awards here. Didn't get anything, but let's go ahead and see if we have anyone on the all NBA teams. Let's see, looking around, Eugene Outlaw, all defensive first team once again. Philip Clark, all defensive second team. We like to see it. I should have some all rookies. There we go. Perry Baker and Martin Bayless. I threw them into the fire, so it's not much of a surprise to see them there. Let's go ahead and check it out, man. We are now in the play-in here. I was really hoping we wouldn't be, but here we go. We're gonna have to win 2 games in order to make it out of this one. Taking a look at this matchup, this team is Davion Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Isaac Okoro, Naz Reid, and Cameron Grant. Surprisingly, not a lot of creative guys this far ahead into the future. So let's go ahead and simulate this game. I'll see you guys in the next draft. We have reached the year 2037, but I see a 19-year-old who is a 76 overall and a B potential. You best believe we're going to get him. Guys, I think at this point, 2K is just throwing me a bone. As you guys saw, I promise you, I'm not boosting the draft quality rating. I'm keeping it all as is. And yeah, we're finally starting to get some decent guys here. As you see, Lonnie Ryder is a B. We'll take that as well. Actually, Daniel Lucas, 20 years old, a 6'9" power forward. He is 74 overall with a B+ potential. Taking a look at this, he can shoot the ball pretty well. Good post defense. We're going to go ahead and bring him in addition to the 76 overall, Steven Jackson, who looks nothing like the real Steven Jackson. Another center. I was kind of hoping to get some more like wing players, maybe even some guards. But hey, man, we're drafting potential at this point, so we'll take it. So Eugene Outlaw is probably done progressing. He's still an 88 overall at the age of 30. Philip Clark is now up to an 85. Lowell Weber now up to an 84. Perry Baker makes a big jump. This is a guy who we brought in last season, so that's nice to see. Who was the other guy that we brought in? Martin Bayless only goes up 1. But hey, we've got a few young pieces, man. We've got a few young pieces we feel good about. Weber, Clark, and Carlos are also pretty much in their prime right now, so that's nice to see. Desmond Sparks, 33 years old. God bless you, man. All right, let's get to the next season. So we went 45-37. It's actually the second year in a row that we've had a winning season, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of these awards. We have Philip Clark, All-NBA second team, continues to get better. He's 25 years old. We like to see it. Eugene Outlaw continues to be an All-NBA type defender. Let's see, what has he gotten so far? Geez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them things, man. 7 of them things. Shout out to him. I really want to win a championship while he's still here. He's how old now? 31. Yeah, man, I really want to. As we see, we are now the number 5 seed. Let's go ahead and simulate the plan and check out this game against the Sacramento Kings. They have Cade Cunningham, who has already eliminated us in the playoffs before. Now he plays for the Kings. George Mullins, Chuck Roy. It's a bunch of creative guys. But honestly, man, our roster doesn't look much worse. I mean, Cade is the big difference maker, but we win pretty much every spot other than that. Center's pretty close. Yeah, man, I think we have a chance here as we go ahead and simulate this first game. We lose. We simulate the second one. There we go. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Man. Come on, man. We're going to go ahead and lower this rotation a little bit more. Oliver Payne. We're going to get rid of you there, man. Let's give some minutes to Desi. Let's give some minutes here. I'm sorry I'm calling you Desi. Eugene, I know you're tired, bro. I know you're tired. Actually, let's give this to the All-NBA guy. Thank you. But yeah, man, come on, fight back. To the next season we go. So we're going to bring in Walt Jeffries from Maryland. He's 18 years old, a 6'8" small forward. Shoots the 3-ball okay. Post defense is pretty good. B potential. That's pretty much the best thing that we can find here. And at 18 years old, that is pretty solid. We don't normally get guys that young. So I think that might be the only guy that we bring in. You know, there's this guy, Edward Payton. He actually has B+ potential. He's 23 years old. You know, we'll bring him in either way. We've got a lot of centers, but who knows? If he ends up being the guy, I don't want to miss out on him. So we'll bring in Payton, and we'll also bring in that 18-year-old guy, Jeffries, onto the team. So Eugene Outlaw has officially started the decline. It was bound to happen eventually. We're also not really seeing anyone go up too much. It's a tough scene, man. It's a tough scene out here. All right, guys, honestly, I didn't see, but we were around 500 on the season. But the big news is that Philip Clark is now going up to All-NBA first team. That is really good to see. Eugene Outlaw, 32 years old, still making all defensive first teams. He's joined there by Philip Clark. Yeah, that is our guy that we're trying to build around, man. 26 years old. He's getting to his prime. We got to find a way to capitalize here as we are making the playoffs as the number 8 seed. We're going to simulate through this game here. We won, so now we are going to be over here as the 7th seed. Let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the play-in. We are going up against probably a bunch of auto-generator guys. Kyrie Irving Jr. That's how far ahead in the future we are, man. Kyrie Irving's son is now in the league with a bunch of other guys. What year is this, man? I don't even know. I'm going to say safely about 17 years into the future. So let's go ahead and simulate through these games here. We lose the first one. We win the second one. Come on, boys. We're not even going to mess around. I'm not messing around, man. I'm not messing around. I know you're tired, Philip, but these are our 2 guys here, man. Let's shorten this rotation. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to lower that, and we're going to get some more minutes here to 38. Yep, we're going to get him up as well. That's how we're going to run things, man. That is how we're going to run things. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. It is currently 4 o'clock in the morning as we see the Blazers and Raptors. Yeah. Don't even know who you are, my boy. Wish you were on my team, though. I wish you were on my team. So this is one of the worst second round classes yet. We're going to go with Fred Roberts. Good inside scorer, good 3-point shooter, good playmaker, has a beat potential. He is 74 overall at 20 years old. And that's about it, man. That's really the only guy who I think is even worth getting. Actually, not. Eldon Reynolds. We'll get you as well, man. Go ahead and join the team. All right, guys. Eugene Outlaw is now an 86 overall, 32 years old. Philip Clark is also an 86. We had a couple nice jumps here with Edward Payton and Daniel Lucas. So that's nice to see. Honestly, I don't even remember getting Lucas. It's been so long. But yeah, that's a little bit encouraging as we go ahead and keep this thing rolling here. Guys, it's now the year 2040, but we just went 55 and 27. Easily our best season yet, as we just see Lowell Weber getting 6th man of the year, 13 points, 9 assists. That's good to see. Edward Payton also getting most improved. I went ahead and just put him into the starting lineup off camera. So we just said, you know what, man, good potential. Let's just throw him in there, see what happens. Just going all in on guys with potential, man. That's all I'm trying to do here. Philip Clark, All-NBA second team. Pat Mercer, All-NBA 13. Okay, Pat. Eugene Outlaw, All-Defensive first team. It just feels like this is finally the year. Philip Clark. Yeah, man, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's finally win this thing, man, as we are the number 2 seed. Easily our best seeding yet. We're going up against the Dallas Mavericks. So they have a bunch of no names, bunch of guys that I do not know, which I think is just the case for the whole league at this point. Let's simulate this first game. Are we actually going to win our first playoff series? Oh my gosh. Let's go. Let's go. Now we got the Sacramento Kings. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Cade Cunningham is still hanging around. He refuses to retire. You're not going to eliminate us three times, man. Come on. Come on, let's go, guys. We're here, man. We're here. Los Angeles Clippers. We have reached the Western Conference Finals, man. First game, we got it. Nah, come on, come on. Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. I'm going to be so heartbroken if we lose this. I'm going to be so heartbroken. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. I know y'all are tired, man. I get it. I feel you. But we're knocking that down here. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to bump these minutes up. Yep. Pat Baker. Or Perry Baker. We need to get you more as well. All right, man. Come on, guys. Come on. Please, let's win this game. I need this so bad. We're actually going to simcast it for the first time. We are going to simcast this. Come on, guys. Come on, please. Please, I'm begging you. I want to go to sleep. It's been such a long night. We are still alive. We're going to simcast this game as well. Come on. Come on, LA. Come on. Lob City. Even though it's a whole different universe, essentially. Come on, man. Bro. Anthony Edwards is still playing. Guys. 2040. We're still going. We're going to grab Lucas Gibson. He's a shooting guard / small forward, 19 years old, 6'4". Good mid-range shot. Pretty good 3-point shooting. B+ potential. We're going to go ahead and grab him. Give me Nick Posey as well. Not great potential. At a B-, but he's 7'2". He's a center, 21 years old from Arizona. Good mid-range shot. Good post defending, rebounding. You know, we'll take that. We'll take that. A look at player progression. Eugene Outlaw is now down to an 84. We did have a nice big jump with Fred Roberts, our second-year guard. So that's nice to see. He had some really good potential. Yeah, man. Let's just keep it moving, man. So Eugene Outlaw is finally going to come off the bench for us. We're going to start Lowell Weber, who's been he averaged 13 and 9 last season. Eugene had 9 and 8. He's been holding it down for a while, but it's about time we give it to this guy, who's also 30 years old at this point. Jeez, man. Our window is definitely closing. I'm really afraid that if we don't pick it up right here, man, we're going to end up just kind of having to really start over from the beginning, which sounds like a nightmare. So let's go ahead and give some more minutes to these guys here, some of our main guys, and let's go ahead and simulate this season. All right, guys, so we went 47 and 35 on the season. Taking a look at some of these awards. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything here. Let's keep it moving, see if we got anyone. Pat Mercer, All-NBA second team. So really having a late bloom at 32 years old. I really have just started to give him some more minutes, though. So that's probably what it is. Eugene Outlaw continues to lock people up, man. He is that uncle that just be going crazy on defense. 34 years old. Still getting on the all defensive teams. We actually have 2 here as well for second team. Philip Clark is the usual suspect, but Perry Baker, there we go, man. There we go. Come on. We have a really good defensive team. I kind of built a defensive powerhouse without even realizing it. As we're going up against the Utah Jazz, I'm imagining it is a bunch of no ones. Yep, exactly as I suspected. Let's go ahead and simulate this, man, and try to get ourselves a win here as we win the first game. Let's see, second game, we lose it. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. Here we go, man. Next up, we're going up against the OKC Thunder, the top team in the conference. Who else do they have on their team here? Anthony Edwards. Great. Great. That's lovely. All right, let's get this, man. Let's get this. Come on. There we go. If we win this, I feel really good. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. We're here, man, going up against Portland, the team that used to have Anthony Edwards. And I think this is the team that beat us last year. We're not going to do this, man. Come on, man. Come on. Not like this, please. Please. Who do I even take minutes from? I guess Pedro. Yeah. I guess, man. Let's give some more minutes to Mercer. To Weber. How is he playing this season? Pretty solid, I guess. Yeah, give some more minutes to Eugene. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that, man. Let's try this out. All right, let's get it, man. Let's simulate this game here. Come on, man. A clean sweep? Bro, not like this. Not like this, man. Oh, man. And this guy, Alton Ross, has won a lot of finals MVPs. You know what, man? We're just going to run it back. We're just going to run it back, and this is going to be our last dance. Because honestly, there's no point in drafting someone with potential right now, man. Because what? I'm going to wait another 5 years? Nah, we're not doing this, man. If this doesn't work, then this video will not see the light of day. As you see, qualifying offer for both of these guys, we might as well bring them back. This is our last dance, man. This is our last dance. As we go straight to player progression, skip free agency. I don't need to see anything else. I'm not even making any sort of edits right here. Both guys accepted the qualifying offer. Cool. Guys are going down overall wise. Cool. Let's run it back, man. Let's run it back and just see if we can get this going, man. All right, man. Here is the rotation. We're going Lyle Weber. I never really learned to pronounce his name, but at this point, I don't care. Pat Mercer, Philip Clark, Perry Baker, and Pedro Carlos at the 5. I feel like I had someone else running at the 5. Oh, yeah, nah. Edward Payton, that's what we're going to go with. Isn't a higher overall, but has been playing really well for us. I think he made some sort of All-NBA team. He had most improved a while back, so we're going to give it to him instead as we go ahead and do that. That's how we're going to run things, man. That is how we're going to run things. Let's just go ahead and simulate this season and just see how it goes, man. All right, guys, we went 57 and 25. I think that is our best record yet, and will go down as our best record because this is the last season, man. I've said it 1,000 times, and I mean it. I mean it, man. Philip Clark, All-NBA second team. Let's go, man. We like that. Got some all-defensive second team guys with Clark and Baker. That's nice to see. First time that Eugene hasn't gotten one in a while, but it is what it is, man. As we keep this rolling, we are now the number 2 seed. Come on, man. We're here. I don't even care who we're going up against. I just want to make it out the first round so I know we're on pace for something nice. There we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. The Memphis Grizzlies. That's what we're going up against. Bunch of randoms at this point. That's what it all is. So let's go ahead and simulate game by game here. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. All right, gentlemen sweep. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Portland, #1 seed. Team that is giving me problems nonstop. Let's see. Who do they got? Yeah. Those guys. All right, come on, guys. Let's go. No. Guys. Come on. I think I'm calling it, man. I gave it my best effort. Let me see. Do I have guys here with team options? I'm not even concerned about the draft anymore. Can I bring everybody back? That is the question. Okay, no team options. Cool. Qualifying offers. A lot of guys here. We're going to extend it to all of these dudes. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to see if people come back. Maybe one more run, man. But at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Looks like everybody is back. Lucas Gibson has just been progressing on his own. He ain't even been playing, but I guess he'll get some minutes for us. All right. This is the last run. I'm promising myself, man, because I'm ready to get some sleep. Maybe this just ain't meant to be, man. Maybe this ain't meant to be. Let's go and check this out one more time here. All right, man. I didn't even realize, but Pat Mercer actually decided to sign somewhere else. I think he went to Cleveland. We went ahead and just traded for him. We just decided to override it. Because like I said, way at the beginning, we're making sure we're bringing everybody back. So contracts, trade stuff, we're not worried about that. Yeah, man, this will officially be the last dance here. Let's just see what happens, man. Let's see. All right, guys, I don't know how we did it, but we ended up winning like 60 games, which is incredible. We decided to run it back one more time. The old heads, they got one more run in them, man. Philip Clark continues to do his thing. Is anyone else here? Yep, that's just Philip Clark, man. Perry Baker's still doing his thing. All right, man. Lucas Gibson, all rookie second team. That's the guy who we brought in. I guess he was a big impact guy for us. He had some really good potential, and we kind of just let him sit for a little while. But 80 overall, maybe that was a big difference maker. Let's just get straight to it, man. We are the #1 seed. We're going to simulate the play-in, and we're just going to simulate these games, man. We're going to simulate these games and just pray. And just pray. There we go. Got that one. Let's get over here to Golden State. Yep. Come on. There we go. 2-1. Gentleman sweep. There we go. All right, man. All right. Conference finals against the 6th seed. Nah. There we go. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Is this finally the year? Pat Mercer, finals MVP. He tried to leave. But 26 points, 6 assists as we're going up against these 76ers. This is the team that has that one guy, do they not? Oh, they don't have him anymore. They had like Alton something, whatever his name was. I don't even know, but I just remember seeing him over and over again. Come on, guys. This is our year. This is our year. Come on. All right. Here we go, man. We're going to simcast it. Come on. It's back and forth. Fourth quarter. No. Game 7. We're short in the rotation. 1 second. Eugene, I don't want to take away minutes from him, man. We're going to take away some, Eugene. I'm sorry, man. I got to give him to like Pat. Pat's going crazy. All right, man. Let's get this. We're going to simulate this and just let it ride, man. Just let it ride and pray. Come on. There we go, boys. We're going to do it. Man. Now, I'm actually going to stop this towards the end here because I want to jump in here. So let me stop this. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited. Man. Let's see. We're going to wait until this is at about 1:30 there. Yep, we're going to just stop right there. Let's jump in. Let's jump in. Thank you. We're going to make this neutral. I don't play these when it comes to these simulations. What is that camera angle? Let's change that up to 2K. There we go, man. Oh my God, I can just relax now. I can just finally relax. Oh, okay. Man, this took so long. Like an unnecessary amount of time. I think this is the 20th season. Something like that. It's like 2042, 2043. As we see Weber with the ball. Man, this is crazy. Actually, I am going to do one thing, man. I am going to do one thing. Hold on 1 second. Oh, wait, no. He's already in the game. He's already in the game. Okay, great. I was going to say, man, I need Eugene to be in this game, man. Because this man has been here for so long. He has worked so hard, man. There he is in the way corner. As we get it to Peyton there. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He has worked so hard for so long. I think he's like 35. We got a lot of like 30-year-olds, man. This is their last dance. And this is so crazy. This is so crazy. We're finally going to do it. After so many failed attempts, it took like a decade and a half just to even make the playoffs. There's our boy, Eugene Outlaw. He's a legend, man. He is an absolute legend. He probably had multiple opportunities to leave somewhere else. Probably had multiple opportunities to retire, you know, pick a different profession. I'm sure he was frustrated. All the years of losing, man, as we see Weber not knocking it down. Hey, man, but it is going to end in a Game 7 win at home, which I'm just now realizing, by the way. Crazy. Absolute craziness. Yeah. We got lucky, honestly. This team had that one guy. I forget what his name was. You guys will see it in the video. But he won so many finals MVPs. I guess he got moved this past season. Or off season, whatever it was. But yeah, man. Get it to that boy Eugene, man. Get it to that boy Eugene. We took him out the starting lineup. I love that he's starting right now. Would have liked for him to get that bucket, but it is what it is, man. Los Angeles. We have brought a championship to the Clippers using nothing but second round picks. And there they go. There they go. Celebrate, man. Go crazy. Go crazy. Oh, Chauncey's our head coach? Okay. I like that. I like that, man. There we go. I'm just going to let this run, man. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun has come up. But I'm just going to let this run, man. As you see, they're going to give us the trophy here. There we go. Let's get it. Let's get it, boys. This is going to be such a pain to edit. Finals MVP, is that our boy Philip? Yeah. Philip Clark, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Another guy who stuck around through the hard seasons. But we done it, boys. We finally done it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our finals MVP. Like we said, Philip Clark. Only 10 points, 10 rebounds, but also 7 assists, 2 steals, a block. Yeah. Yeah, man. This is crazy. This was such a long video, man. But if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys stuck around through all the losses, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I genuinely appreciate it. This has been 2KJ. Blessings.